When most fans enjoy a series, it's only natural to want to research it to learn more about the world and characters. One of the fan favorite things to do is to see who the strongest characters in the series is, of which rezero is no exception. Unfortunately, since season 2 of the anime is airing, a lot of YouTubers are jumping on the hype train and are making clickbait top 10 strongest character videos for that sweet YouTube ad revenue. So today I'm going to be making a definitive top 10 strongest characters in ReZero, which is not clickbait and is up to date with Arc 6 of the web novel. The only way we can make an accurate tier list of the strongest characters means that we have to introduce a few rules. Now the first rule is that it has to be a fair fight, so no assassinations, because many characters can simply kill a different character which is much stronger than them if they just simply assassinate them. So we need to make sure that all fights are fair. The second rule that we need to look at is that there needs to be an exclusion of characters that are either the extent of their powers are unknown or if they're non-canon characters. So a few examples of characters I will not be including are Hector, Pandora, and Volcanica. That's because we don't know how strong they are, we don't know what their authorities do in the case of Hector and Pandora, and we don't really know what Volcanica can actually do. Although we do know Sekhmet can beat Volcanica in a fight and drive him away. We're not going to include non-canon characters, so Halibel, who is in the Sloth If, alongside Zerestia, are good examples of characters we are not going to include because, again, like I said, they're non-canon to the main storyline of ReZero. While Shaula is a new character introduced in Arc 6, she's actually one of the strongest characters in the ReZero world, mainly due to being able to force Reid Astrea, the first Sword Saint, to using two hands when fighting. She can also pierce Subaru and Beatrice's absolute defense magic and kill most enemies with her Hell Snipe ability. She can also transform into a giant scorpion, which increases her regeneration and her strength when fighting. You may have noticed that I wrote down the number 8 instead of the number 9. That's because the next two characters have the exact same strength and they can go in any order. Either way, the first spot will be Wilhelm. This version of Wilhelm is when he's at the peak of his power. Tappei has confirmed that at this point he's stronger than every single Sword Saint except for two, and he was able to beat the current Sword Saint at the time, Reinhard Van Astrea. With Wilhelm's immense strength, swordsmanship, speed, and agility, he takes the number 8 spot. Cecilus is tied with Wilhelm for the number 8th spot. Most people may recognize him from the Wrath If storyline, but he actually appears in the canon storyline in EX Volume 4. Cecilus wields 2 of the 10 swords of power, and he's forced Reinhard to draw the Dragon Sword Reed 3 times, and went on to survive the encounter. All of these feats place him as the number 8 strongest character in ReZero. A quick note from here on out is that every character from this point onwards is confirmed canon by Tappei, the author of ReZero. Sharing the 6th spot is Roswaal L. As we know from Arc 4, Roswaal L. is a child created with the greatest suitability and affinity to magic. Roswaal can use all 6 types of magic, however he does lack when it comes to healing spells. We also know that Roswaal is confirmed by Tappei to be the strongest magic user introduced in the entire series. His yellow eye allows him to cancel out magic. He possesses a bigger mana pool out of every ReZero character introduced, excluding Emilia, and is able to fight with Puck on an equal level. The author has confirmed that Roswaal can pretty much assassinate most characters with relative ease, and in a fair fight he can kill every single archbishop, barring one. Tying with Roswaal in the number 6 spot is Puck. Puck, as we know, is known as the Beast of the End, and has killed the previous Great Spirit of Fire and took their place. He is one of the 4 Great Spirits. When Puck first met Roswaal, they actually fought to a draw, and for those that have watched the Memory Snow OVA, you will know exactly how strong he is when he unleashes his power and his true form. However, we haven't actually seen this in the main storyline, apart from loops where Emilia has died. Whilst Roswaal is actually the strongest magic user, Puck's spells are much stronger than Roswaal's, which is interesting to know. Whilst a lot is not known about Sekhmet's actual powers and abilities, we do know she's actually one of the strongest characters in the entire series. This is actually confirmed by Tappei himself. Not only can she chase Volcanica, the great dragon, across the great waterfall, she's actually able to kill every witch of sin, except for Envy, in under a minute flat, making her the 5th strongest character in the series. Taking the number 4 spot is Regulus, the Sin Archbishop of Greed. Whilst Regulus is actually pretty weak if you figure out how his authority works, the only person that could probably figure it out is Subaru. Regulus's authority allows him to stop time of an object or himself, which effectively makes him immune to all damage, including Reinhard. In fact, if Reinhard and Regulus were to have a fight, it would be a stalemate, because neither one could kill each other. Tappei has also stated that if every Sin Archbishop and every Witch of Sin, excluding Satella, were to have a fight, Regulus would be the sole winner. However, it is possible for some long-range characters to beat him. In fact, Tappei has mentioned that Puck having a long-range fight with Regulus might win, considering Puck's area of effect spells might kill Regulus's wives if they're nearby, making Regulus vulnerable to damage. Taking a 3rd spot is Reid Astrea. Reid Astrea has actually been foreshadowed by Garfiel in Arc 4, and is one of the 3 people that helped to seal the Witch of Envy 400 years ago. He is also the first ever Sword Saint. However, he did not have the Sword Saint Divine Protection. Reid Astrea is able to behead every single character in a rezero world, barring 2 people, as confirmed by Tappei. He has been shown to cut through authorities, which implies he would be able to break through Regulus's authority to stop time. He is also so strong that Shaula faints at the sight of him, and he can easily beat Julius with a pair of chopsticks. In fact, he could most likely beat most characters with a pair of chopsticks, as shown when he beats Roy Alphard, the Sin Archbishop of Gluttony. Satella is the 2nd strongest character in ReZero. Not even Reid Astrea, Flugel, Shaula, and the Divine Dragon Volcanica could manage to beat her when they all teamed up. The only thing they could do was seal her away. Not much is actually known about her powers apart from the ability to use the Unseen Hand, grant Subaru the power of return by death, and utilize some form of shadows. I'm sure we'll come to understand her actual full power later in the series though. Reinhard Van Astrea is the strongest character in ReZero. As we know, Reinhard is the current Sword Saint, and if you've watched my other theory called Reinhard the Unbeatable, I went over his strengths and his weaknesses and potential ways to actually beat him. However, regarding that, he is the strongest character due to his numerous divine blessings and skills. Even if you were to take away all of Reinhard's divine blessings, he would actually have the exact same strength as he does with them. There is a common misconception though that Satella is the same strength as Reinhard. That is actually not true. Tappei himself just said that Reinhard cannot kill Satella and Satella cannot kill Reinhard. However, he has confirmed that Reinhard is the strongest character in the series and no other character introduced would be stronger than him. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. If you like rezero and rezero content, I'm planning on making a lot more as season 2 airs, focusing on theories. So if you would like to subscribe, please do that, as it helps me out as a new channel. This is going to be my end screen, so if you want to check out my other theories and videos, please go have a watch, and I'll see you next time. So enjoy.